In this video, we're going to take a closer look at a unit vector. Remember, a unit vector is any vector with a magnitude of 1. And we would illustrate that algebraically by saying, using the magnitude bars to indicate that we're talking about the magnitude of a vector, and any vector u whose magnitude is 1 is a unit vector. So if we were given some vector v, and we wanted to find a unit vector that's in the same direction as v but has the magnitude of 1, we would use this formula here to obtain that. So to get a unit vector in the same direction as v, we would simply take v and then divide it by its own magnitude. Let's take a look at how and why that formula comes to be. So let's start by treating v as if it was the hypotenuse side to a right triangle. And so if we had vector v with the components a1, b1, then the length of this horizontal side would be a1 units, and the length of the vertical side would be b1 units. If we were talking about the length of the hypotenuse side, it would be better for us to refer to this hypotenuse side as the magnitude of v, since it is the length of that side, and so are the horizontal and vertical sides referred to as lengths. So if I wanted to shrink this hypotenuse side, or shrink down vector v to being in the same direction but only 1 unit long, so that it's a unit vector in the same direction as v, then we could create a smaller right triangle like this, where we would need to figure out who are the components of this smaller right triangle, how long are these sides, what would the components of that u vector be? Well, if we wanted to shrink down the hypotenuse side so that its magnitude was 1, essentially we would need to take each of the sides and divide it by mag v in order to get it to shrink down to having a hypotenuse side of 1. Essentially, we're creating a similar triangle, and you can do that by either multiplying or dividing all of the sides of the triangle by the same quantity, and in this case it would be mag v. So mag v over mag v is going to be 1. That would shrink me down to the hypotenuse side that we want. So a unit vector, so I'm going to zoom on in here just a little bit so that we can take a closer look. So if vector v has components a1 and b1, and we see that written in position form, those are the components, then vector u would have legs that are sized a1 divided by mag v, and b1 divided by mag v, and then the hypotenuse side would just be 1, which is mag v divided by mag v. So we would shrink this triangle down using similar triangles so that the hypotenuse side is the length that we want, which is 1, and then all of the other sides would have to be shrunk down by that same quantity, or by that same factor of mag v. So then, what would the components of this u vector be? Well, the components would be a1 divided by mag v, right? That's the horizontal direction, and the length of our vertical side is b1 divided by mag v. And based on the fact that we have the property that a scalar multiple of any vector can be treated as a scalar multiple of the components on the inside, so we say alpha times a. Real quickly, let's recall that if we have the scalar multiple of any vector, where vector v is a1, b1, right, any vector in general, if I wanted to look at a scalar multiple of that vector, it would be as if I were distributing that scalar quantity, alpha, that real number, into the components themselves. In order to stretch or shrink a vector, we're going to stretch or shrink each of the components by that same factor. So what that means is that if I have the same scalar quantity in the components, I can think about factoring that out as a scalar multiple of the entire vector. And that's what we have here. We've got a scalar quantity that is common to both of the components, and that scalar quantity is mag v, right? So we've got this length of my hypotenuse side that is common to both components. So I'm going to factor out 1 over mag v, which is that common scalar quantity, and then it's going to be multiplied by a1, b1. Essentially, we factored it out. To get that, our unit vector, I'm running out of space here, can be rewritten then as 1 over mag v times v, or just v divided by its own magnitude. And that's our formula for finding a unit vector in the direction of v, is we essentially take the components of that vector and divide it by mag v, or we take the vector itself and divide it by its own magnitude. So we've just shown that in order to get a unit vector in the direction of v, we take vector v and divide it by its own magnitude. And that gives us another way of representing a vector, which is that we could multiply both sides of this equation by the scalar quantity mag v. This is a scalar like a real number, right? So I can multiply both sides of an equation by 2, no problem. And that's going to give me, let's say, mag v times vector u is equal to v, and I'm just going to switch that around to say any vector can be rewritten as its magnitude times a unit vector in that same direction. So if I had a unit vector in the direction of v with mag 1, all I would need to do to get vector v is to stretch it out to be the appropriate length, right? And in order to get a vector to stretch out, essentially I'm going to multiply it by a scalar multiple, and the scalar multiple that I would use as a multiplier is the length of v itself, the length that I would want that vector to be. So to get vector v, we could take a unit vector and stretch it out to the appropriate length. Let's take a look at an example where we're asked to find a unit vector in the direction as some vector v. And let's also keep our eye on the geometric interpretation. I think it helps the algebra to sink in a little bit. Let's go ahead and graph vector v that is 12 units in the horizontal direction. So we're going to go 12 units to the right. So here we have 12 units to the right, and then we're also going to go 5 units down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units down, and we'll land somewhere out here that would have a terminal point of 12 and negative 5. With soft brackets, we're representing an ordered pair, and if we are starting our vector v at the origin, that ordered pair is the terminal point of our vector v. Remember, vector v could also be written as a position vector that is 12, negative 5 with no i's and j's. Now we're asked to find a unit vector in the direction of this vector v. So basically we're looking for a shorty little vector right here that is just 1 unit long but in the exact same direction. And our formula that we've kind of talked about already is that we can get that unit vector by taking v and dividing it by its own magnitude. So this algebraic way of calculating u that is quicker than trying to do it geometrically. And I'm actually doing it both ways. So the first thing that we would need to do is find mag v. And our formula for the magnitude of the vector is taking each of the individual components, squaring them, and adding them together. And this is essentially an extension of the Pythagorean theorem. So we've got 144 plus 25 is 169, and this is going to be 13 as the magnitude of v. So we will take our v vector and divide it by its magnitude. So vector v, and I'm going to go position vector form here. So we'll say 12 and minus 5, and then divide that by 13. Well, that's the same thing as having a 1 over 13 scalar multiple of my vector, 12 and negative 5. And if we have a scalar multiple of a vector, that scalar can be factored in or distributed in to the vector, giving me 12 over 13 and negative 5 over 13. And these would be the components of a unit vector in the same direction as v, one whose magnitude is 1. So let's take a quick look here that basically we're taking this triangle and shrinking it down so that its magnitude, or the hypotenuse side, would have a length of 1. Well, if I'm going to take something that did have a side length or a hypotenuse side of 13, this side is 5, this side is 12, and I want to shrink it down so that the hypotenuse side is 1, well, then I'm going to divide everything by 13, right, to get a similar triangle, and those are going to be the components of the unit vector that is now much smaller but has a hypotenuse side of 1, or magnitude of 1. And that horizontal distance and vertical distance become the components of my unit vector. And calculating this algebraically is much easier than trying to graph it and shrink it down to being a similar triangle.